It's the economy, stupid. That's the phrase that one presidential candidate claimed to have won him the election. Today in 2012, the economy is in even worse shape than it was when Bill Clinton was running for office. And with the economy being front and center in our national conversation, there are never-ending discussions and debates about what is the best way to solve the world's economic problems. Should we cut taxes and slash social programs, or should we raise taxes and fund social programs? There's endless talk and bickering, but no real solutions being offered. And it isn't just here in the United States. The economies of many countries are a disaster as well. Just look at Greece and Spain. Ask the man or woman on the street about their view of the economic problem, and you seem to always get the same set of cliches. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. We need fewer taxes. The rich need to pay their fair share of taxes. Oh, there have been lots of economic systems invented, presumably to solve the world's economic and social ills. Capitalism, communism, and socialism are the three that most everyone is aware of, and we can all see what a smashing job they have done with the world's economy. Could it be that they have failed because they're ignoring the real underlying social problems that led up to our global economic crisis? Maybe the real problem is not the economy at all. Maybe the real problem stems from greed, the lack of a global perspective, racial, nationalistic, and gender prejudices, and the lack of universal education. How can we even begin to tackle the economy without first dealing with these social ills that afflict humanity? Even if a truly viable solution to these problems could be found, it's doubtful that world leaders would even be willing to put aside their narrow self-interests in favor of the greater good. So what could enable individuals and countries to transform their outdated attitudes and beliefs? Consider this. What if the real and lasting solution to the world's social and economic crisis was spiritual in nature rather than political? The 19th century religious exile, Bahá'u'lláh, wrote about the economic challenges the world is presently facing, and he wrote them nearly 150 years ago. Among his teachings is the principle that prejudices of all types, religious, racial, political, economic, patriotic, or any other types are destroying the edifice of humanity. While everything we hear about the world's economic and social situation seems to be all doom and gloom, there are signs of a constructive process glimmering into existence throughout the world. It is evident in the outpouring of feeling, especially from the young, that springs from a longing to contribute to societal development. Bahá'u'lláh predicted in graphic detail the social and economic destiny of the human race with these words. He wrote, "National rivalries, hatreds, and intrigues will cease, and racial animosity and prejudice will be replaced by racial amity, understanding, and cooperation. Destitution on the one hand and gross accumulation of ownership on the other will disappear. The enormous energy dissipated and wasted on war, whether economic or political, will be consecrated to such ends as will extend the range of human inventions and technical development to the increase of the productivity of mankind, to the extermination of disease, to the extension of scientific research, to the raising of the standard of physical health, to the sharpening and refinement of the human brain, to the exploitation of the unused and unsuspected resources of the planet, to the prolongation of human life, and to the furtherance of any other agency that can stimulate the intellectual, the moral, and the spiritual life of the entire human race." That vision of humanity's future that Bahá'u'lláh describes in his writings is probably more uplifting, lucid, and encouraging than anything you've read or heard before. But more than just prophetic in nature, the writings of Bahá'u'lláh provide humanity with a blueprint by which we can ultimately navigate through this turbulent period in our history and go about the business of carrying forward an ever-advancing civilization that serves the needs of all people. If you are among the growing numbers of people who believe that humanity will come through this chaotic period in our history and emerge into an age of universal prosperity and justice, then why not take Bahá'u'lláh up on his challenge to humanity and discover more about his blueprint for renewing society? A person could start their journey of discovery by visiting yoursoulsoasis.org. While you're there, be sure to grab your copy of the PDF entitled The Prosperity of Humankind. It's a document you can download free that reveals the spiritual nature of the world's social and economic problems, an interpretation of current world events that offers hope even to the most hardened skeptic, a roadmap that many believe is the only truly workable solution for coming through this turbulent period of human history, and much more. The download is free with the compliments of the Marlboro Baha'i community. So go to yoursoulsoasis.org and get yours now while it's still fresh in your mind.